Hey, what's up everybody? It's WildBlueYonder. I'm going to talk to you guys about KP at Air Force BMT. One thing that I didn't really realize, or I didn't really think about before I went to BMT, is that how things are cleaned and how things are facilitated at BMT. Everything is either cleaned, maintained, or run by the trainees that are at BMT. The only thing that we don't do is actually cook and serve food. Everything else we pretty much do. We do laundry, we clean our rooms, we make our beds, we clean everything in our dorms, obviously. But also outside of the dorms, we clean CQ, which is downstairs, the offices. We clean our MTI's offices, we clean all the areas downstairs, which includes your commander's office, the hallways downstairs. Not to include the kitchens and the dishes and the pots and pans and mopping the floors and doing all that other stuff. Your first few meals at BMT, you might not notice this, but over time you'll start to realize that behind the serving line there's like a bunch of trainees running around, cleaning stuff, mopping, doing a bunch of other stuff. These trainees are doing what's called KP, or kitchen policies is what I was taught. This is what's going to happen. Once you reach like your fourth or like your third week of training, your MTI is going to tell you as a flight, hey, you all are selected for KP this week. You're going to be reporting to the chow hall. It might not be yours, it might be another chow hall on base. And they're going to say you're going to be reporting to the chow hall. We're going to need 20 people to volunteer. So this is what's going to happen. You're either going to volunteer or you're going to be voluntold. Now, do you want to volunteer? Well, that's what I'm going to get into right now. KP is good and bad for two different reasons. So we got good news and we got bad news. The bad news is that on the day of KP, you're going to have to wake up super early. Usually you wake up about 5:45, but this morning you're going to wake up around 4:30, like 4 o'clock. Then you're going to get dressed and you're going to report to whatever chow hall you're assigned to. Other times you have to wake up even earlier because you'll have to march all the way across base to another chow hall where you can start working. Breakfast starts about 7, so you'll probably have about like 5:30 to 7 to like get all the cereal set up, like all the food trays like clean and ready to go. Pretty much getting ready for breakfast is just putting stuff out. It's pretty simple, it's pretty easy. This is the calm before the storm, like it's about to go down. The bad news about KP is that you have to wake up early and that you're going to be on your feet for the next like 12 to 14 hours. You'll be sectioned off into a bunch of different areas. You'll either be working the clipper, which is basically like a steam wash for all the trays and stuff like that, or you could be a milk monitor, which is somebody who runs back and forth and replaces the cereal containers. There's cereal at every meal at BMT, by the way. So you're going to be constantly like running back and forth. You're going to have to come all the way out from the storage area. You're going to find out what cereal you need, what's low. You need to find out if there's any milk that needs to be replaced, any of the drinks that need to be replaced, anything like that. Then you move back into the storage area, get what you need, bring it back out, restock it, clean everything back up, and make sure it's good to go. You can be an element leader, which is someone who basically monitors everything. Usually the element leader is someone who's in charge of the flight already, so it's either an element leader or a dorm chief. And they usually task 2 element leaders or an element leader and the dorm chief to go with the flights to KP. You can be this fourth thing, which I forgot what the name of it is, but they basically just wipe down the tables, which is pretty easy in my opinion. You can be in the back where you just are standing in a loading bay and people just throw boxes at you and you just break them down, you take out any trash that's inside, and that's pretty much your job. And then the final job, which in my opinion is the worst job, is washing dishes. Washing dishes, it's like you got to put on this whole robe and like these big rubber gloves that like get really sweaty. And that was my job, obviously. So, you wash dishes and it sucks. Like there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dishes and you just never stop. You're on your feet hurt, your pants are all soggy, your boots are soggy and wet. So in general, don't want to wash dishes. That's not the job for you. If you can manage, try to be an element leader. Try to be the dudes in the back who are just like breaking down boxes, chilling, having conversations. Right before you start serving lunch, that's when you're actually going to eat your own lunch. And this brings me to the good part. The good part about KP is that you get to eat as much food and as much desserts as you want. You also get to drink coffee, and that's like a huge bonus and like immediate sale. Like, oh, I'm doing it. Like for anybody who's like caffeine deprived at BMT. So you get to eat cake and pies and ice cream and muffins and just make yourself sick. You can have coffee, you can have anything you want on the line. Like there's no MTIs anywhere, so you don't worry about the MTIs. It's all civilians. Once you're on KP, like MTIs aren't even like in control of you. Like they don't even care about you. Like you can walk right by an MTI and they just don't care. So that's the good part about KP is that when you're in that environment where you don't get any sweets, you don't get any ice cream, none of that, like for a long period of time, that's like a really good incentive to like get people to want to volunteer. So yeah, that's pretty much what KP is. Like it's just cleaning a kitchen all day long and you're going to be there until late at night. You're not even going to get back until everyone's asleep. So you wake up before everyone wakes up, you work all day long, you march all the way back, and then you go to sleep after everyone else is already asleep. You usually don't even get to take a good shower, which sucks because you're like covered with like milk and like gross stuff all day, so you just feel like you want to take a shower. You'll probably have time to take like a 30-second shower and you have to go to bed. If you choose not to go to KP or you're not told to go to KP, then you're pretty much just going to be sitting around your dorm room, writing letters, talking to people, folding your clothes, stuff like that. So it's pretty relaxed. Like, it's a good incentive to go, but at the same time, you're getting the trade-off of losing like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. You're going to be working all day, your feet are going to be hurting, your boots are going to be all soggy. So, I mean, weigh your options here. Anyways, if you guys have any questions about the topics I touched on in this video, hit me up in the comment section down below. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.